Hello there traders, this is Chris from Elite Currency with a new update on the euro dollar and pound dollar, what we can expect at the beginning of next week. So let's dive into the euro dollar 4-hour chart. The same video on Thursday I was indicating that this is a tough zone for price to be at because it's right at the 144 EMA, and that causes often consolidation, ranges, whipsaws. So it's a little bit of a tricky zone. If we get the break to the upside, right, we might see the start of a wave C, but it's difficult to pull away from the 144 EMA. And you can see that's what happened in the sense that price just didn't have the power to do that, and in fact reversed and is now making a bigger correction. So what is now probably going on is that at the first it seemed like a simple three-wave pattern, right, like an ABC. But now it seems like the wave B will be expanded to a deeper spot, and I think we're going to see a zigzag right here like this. So the target, I think, could be anywhere around 114.50 to 115. If we put back the Fibonacci tool from here to here, right, you can see that price bounced very close to that 50 fib. I think the next fib target could be the 61.8 fib at around 114.65. So I think that ultimately this bearish candle has a lot of momentum. Now there might be some correction, there might be some bear flag on the 1-hour chart, but next week I would expect a continuation down to the 61.8 fib, and then I do think that that could be a bouncing spot. We'll have to wait for candlestick patterns to confirm that. Bullish daily candlestick pattern would be nice, or 4-hour to confirm the bounce to 61.8 fib, and then we can see the start of wave 1, a pullback, and then the start of a bigger move up of that wave C. All right, and then in that case we'll still have the 3-wave up, the 3 ABC pattern, but the wave B will be at a deeper spot, at a deeper fib, and we'll see just an expanded correction here, I think, to the downside. Now if it breaks below this bottom, of course, that would invalidate all of what I just said, and in that case there's a bigger downtrend probably going on. We'll review that again on Tuesday when we have the next update. But looking at other time frames, I think is pretty much confirming, what we're looking at here is that more downside is likely, engulfing pretty strong bearish daily candle. Now, mind you that it is breaking through the 21 EMA, so it could be a continuation of the downtrend as well. I don't expect it at the moment. I think that the ABC is more likely. In both cases, downside is expected. It's just how far and how much price movement do you get to the downside. Because of this strong push up, I think there will be one more leg to the upside. But you never know, it could also turn into a triangle. It could be A, this could be B, this could be C, D, E, and then it breaks to the downside, right? So in any case, there's space down to 114.65, and then we'll have to see how price responds to that 114.65. If it breaks below 114.50, then it could head towards this bottom and deeper 78, 88.6 fib and this bottom. And there's, of course, a potential continuation possible towards this level at 113.25. Weekly chart, bearish weekly candle. All right, and otherwise on the hourly chart, I think that, yep, that's the last one. We basically saw a break below this bottom, this top and this bottom. Let's put lines there, right here and right here. All right, and of course the break of that was important because if this was a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, it shouldn't go back into this territory, and it did. So this is not a 1, 2, 3, 4, but rather an ABC, and it looks like we finished 5 waves here now, ABC, and this is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, within that wave C. So let's see if that happens indeed. But for the moment, I think it looks bearish, and I would expect more downside towards the target. All right, pound dollar, more or less the same thing. It's, of course, first of all, very strong downtrend going on. And you can see that just by analyzing how price is reacting to the 21 EMA. It stays below it, and if it goes back, it bounces at the 21 EMA. Here, 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 and maybe here, right? We'll see. In between, we had price action staying clearly below the 21 EMA. So a lot of bearishness at this point. And I think that this could be a wave 4 and down it goes for one more wave 5. I think that's still likely, unless price breaks above this top, which could be an important decision zone. If it breaks above that zone, we might be looking at a bigger bullish correction or reversal, and the target would be at the very minimum the 144 EMA, the long-term moving average, at around 132.50, which is also a quarter psychological level. For the moment, though, we're seeing a bearish candle on Friday. Big wick, more than 2/3, so that's massive. A bearish close near the low, and a bearish close before the close of the previous day. That's a very bearish candle, and it's at a spot where it failed to break above the 21 EMA. So this is looking very much like a false breakout, and the 21 EMA is still acting as a resistance spot to me. The confirmation of that would be if price has a good daily candle close below the 21 EMA. In that case, a breakout is likely, and I think that could be the start of the wave 5, the bearish wave 5 we mentioned. All right. Now, we can keep an eye on a trend line like that, but basically it's pretty much the same as keeping an eye on the 21 EMA. To me, if we zoom into lower time frames, the weekly chart is an indecision candle. It's a doji, so we don't get much info from that. Friday was a very strong candle on the daily chart. Let me get rid of this pivot point, which we don't need at the moment. So on a 4-hour chart, we already indicated that this looks like a 5-wave pattern, right? And expected an ABC. And if you looked at my wave analysis, at least that's for sure, I was mentioning that. So this could be a wave 1, this could be a deep wave 2, because it didn't break above this top. It didn't break above the starting spot. So if we put a fib from here to here, you see it bounced at the 78.6 fib, and then it bounced at the 88.6 fib. And there was a pretty good wick there, and a bearish candle, and another bearish candle. So if it breaks above the 4-hour 21 EMA, which is already important if it does that, and this trend line, then I think we're looking at a breakout, and we could see price fall not only to the minus 272 target, but if it is really a wave 3, it should fall at least to the minus 100 target at close to 125. So that could be a pretty big fall if we get the break. If we don't get the break, then some kind of expanded correction is taking place, and it's in that case it could just be some bigger correction, or we'll have to reanalyze it later. 1-hour chart, for the moment, I think this is ABC completed. We're going down. I think there could be a wave 1, 2 could be a head and shoulders pattern, possible. Keep that in mind, and then a new bounce, and then we could get finally that bigger breakout to the downside. That's what I'm looking for. Regarding the moving averages, keep in mind though the price is around at 144 EMA, so it is also at a tricky spot here, and it would have to break below, in my view, let's see, this 272 target probably. Maybe actually this bottom could be already enough. Yes, this bottom would be already enough for a acceleration to the downside, I think. All right, we could see acceleration down to the minus 272 target, and if we break the minus 272 target, then we got more targets like this, right? Maybe a pause at the minus 61.8 target as well, but I think that here we can really see probably the most acceleration to the downside, and then in that case, if it does that, this was ABC, this is wave 1, 2, and this is starting to look like a wave 3. All right, so 127.80, 127.75 seems to be key level for the pound dollar, and of course this top at 130.43. If it breaks above that, then the bearishness is off the table, and we're probably looking at more upside up to 132.50. Always in this case, look for confirmation, look for break, pullbacks on lower time frames and continues. Wait for break, pullback, continues, like flags, triangles on lower time frames, 1 hour, 4 hour chart, or look for candlestick patterns, strong candles to break and hold that break. Those are always good clues that we can expect more continuation. All right, that's it for now. Check out our website, elitecurrency.com, for more free analysis, multiple updates per day, and wish you all good trading. Cheers.